Where did we get this thing that is like there was like an era where we thought it was attractive that a woman could do everything. Like I even remember being in front of a man and being like, no, I can pay for it.
Yes.
No, I got it.
Yes.
No, I can move that.
Yes.
And there was something in us that, and I don't know when this changed or what happened, but I remember my girls and I being like this of like, it was almost a way to, where did we get stuck thinking that that was a way to impress a man?
Well, you don't want to be a burden. I'm
Yes.
sure. You don't want to be a burden. You don't.
Look at me. I'm different.
Yes.
Look at me. I'm different.
You don't have to worry about me.
You don't have to worry about me.
I'm not
I
going
take
to
care
be,
of myself.
Yes. I'm not going to be a nuisance. I'm not going to add to your already challenges
So
that you are
instead of
facing.
being sexually easy, I'm going to be technically easy to take care of.
Correct.
I'm easy.
But also a lot of women have this thinking that if a man pays and takes care of you, then you have to repay in a sexual way.
Yep.
Correct. Or you will feel guilty. And that's
there.
very low. So this is low vibration thinking. I really want to point out to this because when we talked about behaviors and our beliefs, what is the energy you are giving out to the world when people are around you?
Yes.
Because when we talk about femininity and we talk about how can we be feminine in relationships, but also in business, it's not only what you do, it's who you are. What is your energy? When I'm around you, are you approachable? Are you soft? Correct? Because the question is, what do I do? What do I do? But it's not only what you do, but how you move when you enter the room. When you enter the room, what's the energy you are entering the room with? Do you enter the energy with, you better watch out.
I'm here to crash you. I'm here to mow shit down.
I'm going to crash you, right?
And get out of my way.
Correct. And I don't say there is a right or wrong way to be a woman or a man. It's up to you what you decide. Correct. Because some high achieving women are happy with having a man that are home with kids and they are the providers.
Correct.
And who are we to say what's the nature? Yes, we can talk about this, the nature, the women, you know, should be always in the feminine and it's our true nature. Yes. But we also live in a world that is highly masculine.
Yeah.
If you look at the structure of corporation, how the corporate world looks like, women don't have maternity leave or maybe 1 week. How is that allowing you to be in your feminine?
At all.
At all. So,
bring the baby to work.
Correct.
Literally.
Literally. Give it to the strangers. So we are so far. So we are so far removed from the natural way of living. We used to go to bed when
the sun went down.
Correct. From the natural cycles, we are very far removed in this very new way of living. And we've created this. We always think the more we evolve and create, you know, let's create a lamp. Great. Now we go to bed past our natural bedtime. So we are trying to create this feminine and masculine energy between men and women and within ourselves as women, because we do need masculine energy. I still need to be able to take care of my children, get them on time to school. And there are things I need to be really focused on and on time and in the containers.
Correct.
But let's not be foolish that as we are doing this, it is challenging because it's challenging the whole system. It's challenging the whole system when we live in a society when it's okay to work 24/7 and be told hustle, hustle, hustle. And I don't say don't do that, but also if you are told sleep 3 hours a day and you can function, no, you can't. Some people might, but not many of us can function. We burn out. So when we really look at what is the challenge of the modern woman who wants it all, we really need to look at our own patterns before we look at the man. We need to look at what are the behaviors and the feelings and what is my experience of life? How am I feeling in my own life? Do I feel constantly rushed? Do I feel constantly like I'm going from one thing to another? Do I feel anxious? Do I feel like I'm in a constant feeling state of stress? Because am I living intentionally? And that's hard for people to see because if that's your autopilot, how do you even see that?
Your autopilot has so much to do with how you receive. It has so much to do. Like I've noticed, like I remember reading this and calling in the one. She was like, if your lens is love, you receive love. If your lens is chaos, you receive chaos. If you like whatever you are, your natural state is what you receive from the world.
The natural state of how you were raised, because that's not your natural state. That's your state response. That's a response from
it's like your
environment
foundation system.
Correct,
right.
correct. So that's what you've received as a blueprint, and that's what you can call your natural state, but that's not your natural state, right? So, but it's hard to see when everything seems to be working. So what happens is for a lot of women, as you say, they arrive at divorce, and maybe that's a wake-up call. Maybe they end up in postpartum depression, like that was my wake-up call. What is going wrong? I have everything what I wanted, and I feel completely depressed and unhappy. I felt so unhappy. So I think it is very hard to notice that there is something wrong, because you are being paid well for the things that we are told matter the most. Your wealth, your financial state, the car you drive, right? Your business growing, the people
all
that are surrounded.
That a man don't care about.
Correct. And so we've been sold this bill of of what it really means to be a successful woman. And now I think we're in a phase of renegotiating that with ourselves. We are really renegotiating. A lot of high achieving women get to the point where, and it is sad, but it also very often happens that way. You really hit a wall when you are fighting with your partner, or there is something happening in your business, or you are feeling depleted and burned out, and that's your wake-up call. Or there is something in your parenting that you are struggling with, and your child, and you don't know how to figure it out, but you are still trying on your own, because I'm brilliant and I'm smart, but I can't see my own red flags. I'm unable to really notice within myself what is missing, that missing piece within myself. And so very often it comes to the point where you really hit the wall, and then you are looking for help, and then you are asking questions. But it takes, like in your own story, like in my own story, you felt something was wrong. I felt something was wrong for such a long time. And a lot of my clients, they operate in the state of hypervigilance or anxiousness.
Yes.
And something happens, and that is the last straw, and then they are looking for help. We are in a renegotiation of, I think with the feminist movement, we are very grateful for it. We can have bank accounts, we can buy a house. We are so independent, and thank God for that, because all of us, I think both men and women, we are right now in a healing and shifting space.
Correct. Yes.
And men need to be able to come more to their hearts, and women need to be able to come more to their hearts too, in a way that is more coming from the love for yourself instead of reactivity. So, right? Because we can be very all over the place emotionally, but then we are dumping. So both men and women, we are really in renegotiation, I think, phase right now. What does it mean to be a successful woman? What does it mean to be a man that is supportive, but also is a great partner and a great husband? And what is his role? Because so much shifted that I think both men and women are trying to figure this out right now. And there is nobody to blame, but we need to be very honest and open our eyes to what is happening. Because it's not women against men or men against the women. We really need to come together to figure this out. And understand that with the feminist movement, as much as we received, we also received the things that we don't want so much anymore. Meaning, I don't want to be hyper independent when I'm married and in relationship. I want to be able to surrender and look at my partner and trust you that you have my back and you can support me emotionally. That's the renegotiation.